CQ, CQ, CQ. Good evening. Good evening. Can you hear me? QRX, QRX. M0DXR stroke QRP. One, two, three, four, five. How is that? Da da dit dit. That must be the 777. Where is he? Good evening, everybody, and I'm very pleased to officially now say welcome to Wyboston Lakes for WRTC 2026. We recognise the long journeys that you've all taken to get here, whether it be through competing and qualifying or through your physical travel over the past few days or recent week. But over the past day, we've been fortunate to have time to meet up with old friends, to socialise, and hopefully make some new friends as well. I think it's important to remember the tremendous success of previous WRTCs and how those events and those organisers and those competitors and referees have set the foundation for this fantastic radio sport programme. I'd like everyone to just give a round of applause to those previous events. I would like to express a big thank you to the sanctioning committee for continuing to administer the ongoing WRTC programme. On behalf of the organising committee for the 2026 WRTC, I wish you all a very enjoyable competition, and I invite you all to relax and enjoy the evening of the opening ceremony. And we partnered with the Radio Society of Great Britain, our national society, and it's a true honour to have the RSGB's support. And in recognition of that, I would like to introduce the RSGB President and this evening's Master of Ceremonies, Bob Beebe, GU4 YOX.
Microphone a bit lower for me, I think. Can everybody hear me okay at the back? Okay, the people watching around the world, online, here today, years in the future, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, competitors, referees, volunteers, sponsors, and all our friends from around the world, welcome to you all. Let's have a round of applause for that, I think. On behalf of the Radio Society of Great Britain, it is my great privilege and honour as President of the Society to welcome you all to the World Radiosport Team Championships for 2026. Genuine honour. Today we come together from many nations, cultures, and backgrounds, united by one remarkable passion, amateur radio and competition as well. Over the coming days, the very best contest operators in the world will compete on equal terms. Every team will have consistent setups, the same antennas, and the same power. Success will not depend on resources, but on skill, preparation, teamwork, and operating excellence. That is what makes WRTC so special and why it is regarded as the global pinnacle of international contesting. Events such as this do not just happen by chance. They are made possible by years and years of planning and the dedication of so many volunteers, organisers, referees, judges, station builders, landowners, and supporters. To every single one of you, thank you. Your commitment has made this championship possible. Amateur radio has always been more than just technology. It's about friendship, cooperation, and mutual respect across borders. At a time when the world can often seem somewhat divided, gatherings like this remind us of the spirit of amateur radio, and it continues to bring people together through a shared love of communication, learning, and friendly competition. To every competitor, I wish you fair propagation, good decision-making, enjoyable operating, and perhaps just a little bit of good fortune. Thank you to you all, and enjoy a wonderful championship. Thank you. We're going to have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic evening tonight. We're all honoured to be here. It's great. And now I would like to introduce you to Tina Brasnik, Sierra 50 Alpha, to come to the stage as chairman of the WRTC Sanctions Committee to formally open our big event. Tina.
Thank you, Bob. I like to be loud. Dear friends, first, I would like to give a recognition to organizing committee of WRTC 2026 for a real great work in last 3 years when they need to work a lot of to go over a lot of obstacles, and with the help of amateur radio community, contest community, they did it very good event. Secondly, I said, dear friends, I really mean friends, because friendship is one of the fundamental principles of amateur radio. So this week we will be together, old friends, we will meet new friends, and we will be happy to be surrounded with best world contesters. So WRTC is the biggest amateur radio event of the year, and we have to note it. Second, I like to say that this week we will see the competition of the best world contesters, and we wish to all teams to achieve the best possible scores, and we wish that everybody would win. With this, I declare that World Radiosport Team Championship 2026 is officially opened. Thank you.
Just get a wide-angle photo as well here. Do you want to get Tina there? Or? Okay. We've just got to get a photo because the view from here is absolutely fantastic. So
everyone, look at me, please. And few there. Thank you.
And get a picture with me, please, everybody behind.
No, you can do a selfie.
It's a selfie. Why not? Thank you very much, Tina. Fantastic. This is it. We're officially on the road now, and we're away. So next, I would like to introduce to you actually a very good friend of mine, Doug Grant, Kilowatt 1 Delta Golf, who is Secretary of the Sanctioning Committee, and he's going to give us a presentation. Please give you a round of applause, a warm welcome. Doug Grant.
Wow, look at all these guys. Before I begin my presentation, I have a very special message that Mark has not even heard yet. The International Amateur Radio Union, the IARU, congratulates the WRTC Organizing Committee for the successful planning and execution of the 2026 competition. From its beginning in 1990, WRTC is recognized as the pinnacle of radio sport activity, and this year 50 teams from all over the world will compete for the top honor. On behalf of the IARU officers, Administrative Council, and member societies, we wish everyone good luck this weekend. Signed, Tim Ellum, V6SH, G4HUA, IARU President. There you go. All right, so let's lighten things up a little bit here. Mark asked me to do a little presentation on the history of WRTC, so I put one together. So we're at WRTC 2026, and a few minutes ago, Mark gave you a walkthrough from the logos from the beginning to now. Well, this is a history presentation, so we're going to go in the other direction, and if you participated in one of these things, when you see the logo of one, why don't you shout or clap your hands or do something, make a little bit of noise, okay? Here we go. That's the wrong presentation. Hey! Down arrow. Ah! That didn't work. There we go, that worked. There we go. All right, let's start again. There's a little animation here. There are a bunch of logos that should come up. Hello? This is, there we go. Once again, 1990. Okay, that's better. All right, up or down arrow, folks? Down. Oh, jeez. Everything's backwards in the UK. They drive on the wrong side of the button. Okay, so let's talk about in the beginning. How did this all start? It was the brainchild of a bunch of guys up in Seattle area in Washington, especially this guy, Dan Eskenazi, K7SS, nattily attired here. He was inspired by the on-site contest that he heard about going on in the USSR, remember that? And the Goodwill Games were being held as sort of an alternative Olympics in the Seattle area in 1990. So they became affiliated with that organization. Using existing stations in the Seattle area, we had special call signs like that one, N7MJZ/WG. Say that a few thousand times real fast, okay? And send it on CW, even more fun. All of the stations had identical radios supplied by ICOM, and it was a 10-hour contest, not 24 hours, and it was not held during the IARU Radiosport. It was held on a Friday afternoon in Seattle, which was sort of interesting. There were 22 teams, and you can see the picture of all the competitors there. And what's interesting to me is if you look at the list of countries, some of those countries have changed a little bit. They have new names and new things. So let's look back in a little more detail. Here's what the stations looked like in 1990. Every station had an IC765, a 3-position antenna switch to go between a tri-bander, a 40-meter dipole, and an 80-meter dipole, and a second radio, which was an IC735 with a 50-foot, 17-meter wire hanging out the back just as a receive radio. It wasn't allowed to transmit, and that was the whole station. Let's compare that to how many like this version versus the old version? Who would like to see us go back to the old version? Tina, we need to talk about this. The logging software was interesting. It was Microsoft Pencil and Paper. And the log was typed into a computer by a volunteer. As every operator finished a log sheet, they handed it off to the volunteer, who then tried to decipher the handwriting and type it into a computer. And you can see the volunteer over there. And we did have referees, some of whom are here. They wore these beautiful striped shirts so that everyone would know who they were. But there wasn't a referee per station. The referees drove around to the sites in the Seattle area and stopped in to sort of inspect them to see how things were going and tapped them on the shoulder if they were doing something wrong. And so once the referee left, we could get away with anything. This is what the log checking looked like. Over there in the corner, that's N6AA, who's sitting over here in the corner this year. What happened was the team submitted their paper log, the typed paper log, and the recordings. We had to record the whole contest, but the state-of-the-art technology in 1990 was a cassette tape. Some of you may remember those. Some of you are not old enough to remember them. Each tape held 1 hour, so every hour we had to take out the old tape, put in the new tape, and push the button to record. So you can see on the bed there, you can see those piles of audio cassettes. It was the first, I think, example of open logs ever, because any team that wanted to challenge or listen to another station's log could go into the judging room and say, I would like to listen to that guy's log. And so they listened to the recording for a little while, and I know of one situation where a log was listened to for a half hour, and the guy listening to it took off the headphones and said, good, and walked away. So. John, you remember that, don't you? We had a little class reunion in Italy. These are guys who were all at WRTC 1990. There's one exception there. You can see I put an asterisk next to JH4RHF's call sign because he was in the photograph, but I don't remember him being present in 1990, and I can't find any record of it. So he was photobombing us. So June, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. But some of those guys are here this weekend as well. And let's compare what they looked like in 1990. Let's compare them to what they look like now. They haven't changed at all, have they? Well, I don't want to just pick on those guys. Let's pick on these guys. I can say with great certainty that those shorts don't fit anymore. And that's what those guys look like now. As I said, they haven't changed a bit. Oh, and for a couple of other people, you've all been seeing Mark M0DXR and his lovely wife Georgina. You've experienced her organizational skill in getting all the hospitality going. You want to see what they looked like in 1990? That's Mark. He was 6 years old. And that's Georgina. I think it's safe to say they've changed a little bit. Okay, so let's get serious again. Let's look at the evolution of the actual stations in the WRTC. Again, the idea has always been to create a level playing field as much as possible with 100-watt radios, similar antennas. And from 1990 through 2002, actually through 2006, we had one transceiver and one receive-only radio. It was always 100 watts except for the 2006 event in Brazil, where everyone decided that Brazil was too far away from Europe and too far away from North America, so we got amplifiers that year, which created some interesting problems with interstation interference that you don't have with 100 watts. All the stations were tri-banders, and again, in Brazil, 40 meters would have been a challenge to work Europe and the US, so we got two-element beams in addition to the tri-bander. The sites were all at existing stations. It was all multi-single. And in Brazil, there was an innovation that no one had ever seen before. One team showed up with a thing called a triplexer. No one had ever seen one of those before, and it allowed the second station to use the same antenna that the main station was using, which wasn't the case before. How many stations how many teams came this year and don't have a triplexer? Oh, gee, things have changed a little bit. Since then, we've gone to a different format. We've allowed both stations to transmit. We're still doing 100 watts, tri-banders, dipoles of 40 and 80, and generally Tenson generators, and we've shifted from multi-single format to multi-2. So here are a few statistics about WRTC. We've had 528 different operators, including this year, who have participated. Of those, we've had operators representing 58 different DXCC countries. So it's really a worldwide event. We have this year 31 first-time competitors. And can I get the first-time competitors to stand up for a minute and be recognized? First-timers. Okay, you can sit down now. So who's been here the most? There are several operators who've been here as competitors 6 times, all tied there. I think maybe 2 of the guys there should get an asterisk and credit for having been a chairman of a WRTC. So maybe we get promoted to 7 or 6.5. At 7, we have 2 guys who've tied. K5ZD and N2NT have both been competitors 7 times. That's not all. N2IC and W2GD, I can never say that call, have been here 8 times as competitors, but that's not the most. The winners are VE3DZ and V3EJ, who have been here 9 times as competitors. It's a lot like the contest dinner at Dayton where the VE3s win everything. And so winning, so let's talk about winning. Who are the champions? Who has the most medals? Well, with 3 medals, it's a 4-way tie. These 2 German guys, DJ5MW and his partner DL1IAO, have walked away with 1 bronze and 2 silver. This year, MW's got a different partner. Will this be the year he'll come back with a gold? Or will he come back empty-handed? We'll have to see. These other 2 guys each have 3 medals. K1TO has 3 gold medals. That guy. But there are better ones. There are 2 guys who have come away with 4 medals each. N5TJ has a bronze and 3 golds. N6MJ has a silver, a bronze, and a gold. He has 1 of every color. He's actually got 2 bronzes, so he's got a dupe. But we'll let him keep it. So the big question on everybody's mind is, will N6MJ become the all-time champion this year? Dan? Dan says yes, everyone else says no. That's interesting. If you want to see more WRTC history stuff, there's a terrific website curated by the Worldwide Radio Operators Foundation and assembled by K5ZD, who's sitting down here. And if you've got your camera handy, you can hit the QR code, or you can just remember WRTC.info. So I'd like to echo what you've heard from the previous 2 speakers. And it's, what is this event all about? Well, we know it's got to be a contest, and it's going to be a fair competition with everyone testing operating skill on a level playing field. But that's not all. Maybe it is. There it is. It's really an event that has a huge element of international goodwill and camaraderie. I was reminiscing back to the 1990 event, and it was all about the contest when we got there. But after we got there, it became more about the social side, the camaraderie and the friendships. And there are friendships that were formed back in 1990 that are strong even today. There, for example, is a group of friends in Slovenia meeting up again, shaking hands, breaking bread, drinking beer. It's about sharing stories and learning from each other, and it's about having fun. And as has been said, qualifying to be here as a competitor is an honor. You've already won. You're one of the world's best in this game. So, not everyone can be on the podium, but good luck to all of you. 73.
Thank you, Doug. I thought that was very inspiring and very entertaining. Don't you think, ladies and gentlemen? Fantastic. Okay, what I'd like to do now is move proceedings on. I would like to introduce you to two very hard-working people who are part of the big team. It's Lee Valenti, G0MTN, who's Vice Chairman of the WRTC Committee and also Director of Rules and Selection. And Andy Cook, G4PIQ, Director of Sites, which it just puts the fear of whatever into me, but and also all the stations. And they're going to give you an overview of WRTC 26. Andy and Lee, thank you.
Hi. As Doug said, wow, it's fantastic. This is a magic moment, really. So it's so great to be here. And it's great that you're all here with us as well to enjoy this fabulous event. Super. So, yep, just going to spend a few minutes just to give a bit of history for where we are and where we got here. So start off with the qualification program. So, as we said this morning in the competitors and referees meetings, we recognise that it's been a very determined program of contesting efforts over an 18-month period, putting in those 8 scores from the 15 contests that were there. So, yeah, we were there with you at 3 a.m. on 80 metres on sideband when the going get tough. But, yeah, the WRTC victors who are here now as competitors, they stayed the course and got the best scores. When we first started to put together WRTC as a team, so we recognised that we were having perhaps a slightly smaller event than had come previously. So that did mean that we had to reorganise the qualifying areas that had come before. And many a long night was spent with a literal jigsaw of the world, trying to put it together and then trying to find areas that would have similar propagation and then checking how many contesters there were active from each part of the world, just to try to make the qualification program as fair as it could be. So, yep, lots of analysis with CQ Worldwide logs and, yeah, lots of fun time with spreadsheets, our favourite, yep. So we ended up with 42 qualifying teams who wanted to put the emphasis as much as possible on the teams that went through the qualification program and earned their right to be here. As ever now, it's growing with recent WRTC. We do have a focus on youth teams and celebrating our younger competitors. And it was fantastic to see that there was several young contesters, 25 and under, who weren't just competing in the youth categories. They were teammates and operating as part of the regular geographic teams, which was a fantastic achievement. And we hope to see much more of this in the future. Thank you also to the generosity of our sponsored teams, which helped to pay all the bills, and so that we can enjoy the lovely facilities that we've had this weekend. And, of course, then to finish off, we had one wildcard team to that was awarded by the committee to recognise those that didn't quite manage to qualify but had gone to exceptional lengths, and we're very pleased to have them with us. And of course, our WRTC 2022 returning champions, already looking to put on a great effort for this weekend's competition. So, as ever, and for everyone that's been enjoying the ups and downs, the interesting ride of discussion online over the last couple of years, as they say, shaped the qualifying rules and the competition rules too. So, yeah, it's a community effort, and yeah, we've always been listening as much as we can. So, yep, we'd discussed and held some surveys with the competitors to say, yep, was multi-1 or multi-2 the preferred format? We know that, yep, there are certainly differences of opinion, and again, in the future, there's lots of times now to consider what the future of WRTC would look like, and I'm sure before this week is out, there'll be many a similar conversation over a nice glass of something cold near the bar. Yeah, we also looked at CW and SSB point scoring, and as technology moves on and greater use of band scopes and spectrum scopes, how to fairly integrate those into the rules. Overall, as has been mentioned before, just to say that we're standing on the shoulders of many, many successful events, certainly looking to what has come before us, and we certainly had a evolution, not revolution approach. And I think some standardization of what WRTC is and has come to represent is good, and we didn't want to reinvent the wheel with something brand new each time. So, yeah, but yeah, the devil is in the detail, and certainly we've had lots of fun discussions just trying to make sure we all understand where we want to be. A few quick words on our partnership with World Radio League. So certainly there's been online scoreboards and messages going back from the competition sites going back to at least 2002 in Finland. So we're certainly carrying the torch there and recognise all of the different solutions and innovations that have come before us. We recognise the WRCC Sanctioning Committee vision to try to expand the interest in WRTC and maybe take it even outside the contesting world, more to the general amateur population and the general public as a whole, trying to sell it also as a sporting or esports event. And we're very pleased with how that's all coming together. So thanks to James, N0WRL and team. So then combined with the data and the analytics, so we've got a large hard-working media team here who have been helping, and they'll be working alongside the analytics to provide a commentary and a live stream to help really explain the magic that we're all seeing here in this room to the thousands and thousands of people that are enjoying it worldwide, and then hopefully we'll all come on air as well to give you all some points at the weekend. And continuing an earlier innovation from Italy, so yep, we know it's tough with 100 watts on SSB, so some extra assistance with DX cluster spotting to ensure that the contact rates stay as high as they can be. Should recognise and welcome our judging committee, head by Dick, N6AA, and lots of familiar faces to provide a consistent approach that has been providing the results and adjudication from earlier events, and also then adding, some additional referees from the UK that have got lots of contesting and adjudication experience. So welcome and thank you all. And then I think, to round off my bit, so we just want to thank all of our sponsors and partners for making WRTCC 2026 a success. We literally couldn't do it without you. And also to our volunteers who have been working both this week in, very hot conditions, building sites, and a whole army of people beforehand, helping with fundraising, logistics, transport. Literally, it's a huge number of activities to make this WRTC engine continue to run. And a final note, just a reminder about hospitality. So hopefully now everyone has seen and read through the brochure that has been created and put together, thanks to Chris, DWV here, And yeah, all of the extra information is on the information boards itself. And yeah, if anyone does have any queries or questions still by now, yep, the whole team dressed in green and heading up hospitality with Georgina will be happy to help. Super. And over now to Andy for some words on sites and logistics.
Afternoon, everyone. It is fantastic to see so many of you here. Lee said, ask anyone in green about hospitality. If you ask me about hospitality, I'll say there are some nice tents out in the field that you're very welcome to go and visit. I'm standing up here to talk a little bit about sites and stations, which is what I've lived for the last 3 years, I suppose. We've focused on trying to continue the field day style approach that was championed really, I think, first in Russia, where they did a fantastic job with the level playing fields. It's not quite so flat in the part of Suffolk that we are, but it's pretty good. So we have built our sites. As of today, we have 50 sites and a number of spares built, which is excellent. They are all within 30 meters of elevation of each other, so you should be on pretty level playing fields. The vast majority of them are very rural. So bring your bug spray. There are places that I've walked through the grass and crickets have just come swarming out of the grass at me. And so, it is definitely a rural field day style contest. So look forward to that. We've absolutely got at least 500 meter separation, again, building on what was done in Russia with a 500 meter separation between the stations. They're all absolutely at least 500 meters from each other. We've had fantastic support out of some of the big estates in Suffolk and Norfolk. These are clutches of land that go back quite a long way in history, but particularly Elvedon, Euston, Shadwell have allowed us to host, and Frederickheim as well, but all allowed us to host 10 plus sites on their locations. And some of these locations you will love. They are really beautiful places. And I'd like also, I'm the person standing here, but I've done this with the support of a big team. I'd like to call out Andy, M0NKR, for great support in getting into those locations, because without his contacts, we wouldn't have had that there. We've also tried to be sensible and have reused as much equipment as possible. So a lot of the kit that came out of WRTC 2022, we've been able to get hold of, and we've reused masts and cables and antennas from that event, and try and be as sustainable as we can in that regard. Am I going to go the right way? I am. So this is not an undertaking that comes with a small amount of equipment. We ran a test event in July 2025. Many of you will have seen that stuff online. That allowed us to basically check everything out, make sure that squeezing modern radios into a 500 meter spacing, things didn't collapse. We had a station at less than 500 meter spacing, and all was good with that. I imagine you have all, or anyone serious, has pored over the logs carefully to see what could be worked. And the data that came out of there also confirmed that even where you've got sites with slightly different terrain, but this small difference in height elevation, the RBN data was absolutely flat between them all, at least as far as statistically you could see. So we're pretty comfortable those should be pretty equivalent. And as I say, a big logistics operation. We shipped the kit from long-term storage to some containers close to the site to allow us pre-staging onto the sites, and then we've been getting the stuff and building the sites over the last 50 days. I wish it had been 50 days. The last week, and we've had about 35 volunteers out there. Again, I'm the person standing here. Could not have done it without the huge amount of support from all of those guys who've done that. And also, I'd like to call out someone who's not here this evening on the OC, and that's Fred BG4BWP, who's our finance person. But Fred has been in that shed and on that field and is looking just as beautiful and tanned as I am. I should say I didn't get the memo about being smart, and my excuse is I just come straight from the sites. So we're looking forward to you guys getting there tomorrow and making good use of all the equipment. Just on partnerships again, I think earlier on Mark spoke about partnership with RSGB. RSGB have been a tremendously important partner to us in this space, particularly over on the PR and the PR side. We've got Heather and team over here as part of that. Part of our media team doing a fantastic job. So thank you to them. Great support from RSGB and from Steve. We're also delighted to have great support from Ofcom, the UK regulatory authority, who have been happy to support us and provide some appropriate flexibility for people to operate. And also, all other previous WRTCs have had special call signs. I remember vividly being in Finland, and they actually had the Finnish regulator present at the opening ceremony, and he stood up and said, "I'm delighted to be here. I know Marty's only really invited me because of the special call signs, but that's fine." So I don't think we have anyone formally from Ofcom here today, but we once again have Ofcom, again, thanks to the RSGB for negotiating this, thanks to Steve for doing a huge amount of work in getting this negotiated. We have a set of unique call signs for WRTC, and I have the honour of doing the big reveal. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh. Here we go. So the calls are Mike Bravo, 1 number, not 2 numbers, not 3 numbers, not even 4 numbers, and 1 letter. And we've done the analysis. Unless my spreadsheet was wrong, all of these should be within about 2 bits of each other in terms of CW length. All should be within 1 syllable on SSB. So we hope these are as equivalent as possible. And we've taken out, at the last minute, we took out Mike Bravo 4 kilo because we thought that was awfully close to Mike Delta 4 kilo. So we have tried to give some thought to all of that. Those calls will be published on the WRTC's website immediately with social media updates. I think the SuperCheck partial update is about to be done. I'm looking for W9KKN somewhere in the room. Fantastic. Button done. He's got his laptop in front of him. It's done. They are now live on SuperCheck partial. And the reverse beacon network updates were published quietly previously, so that should have gone in. So, with that, I'll hand back to Bob, and thank you very much. Have a fantastic event, and I look forward to seeing you all on site tomorrow.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Lee. It's getting exciting, don't you think? You like those calls? What do you think? Fantastic. And I just want to echo as well, just to say a big thanks to everybody who's actually been involved in this project. You see the work going on in this room. You can imagine now what's been going on for the last 3 years from every aspect of it. So just a big round of applause to everybody that's contributed. Okay, now it gets real. I'm going to invite every single qualifying team with their team leader and teammate, and following that, all the referees and the judges to come and join me here at the front of the stage with all the team here. And make sure you bring out your placard. I've got one here that Mike was showing. Whose is this? Right, you're in the naughty corner already. Want to come and grab that. So here we go. If you'd just like to line yourselves up the front, there will be some music playing. We've got 100 people plus to get out into the front here, so just be as swift as you can. Here we go. Africa, Team 1, Echo Alpha 8, Radio Mike 1, and Echo Alpha 2, Whiskey John. Asia, Team number 1. UN9L, Paul, UN4Q, Ruslan. Yeah, wherever you want to go, yeah. Asia team number 2, 4Z4 Alpha Kilo, Alex, and HA3LN, Chaba. There we go. Asia team number 3, Echo 2-1 Echo India Charlie Champ and Bravo Alpha 4 Tango Bravo Dale. Asia number 4, Team 1, Japan Hotel 5, Golf Hotel Mike, Katsushiro-san and WA1Z Bob. Asia number 4, Team 2, Japan Alpha 1, Bravo Japan India Taro and Mike 0, Charlie Fox Whiskey Kazu-san. European number 1, Team 1, Echo Sugar 7, Golf Mike, Chris, and Yankee Lima 3, Japan Alpha, Christas. Europe number 1, Team 2, Lima Yankee 4, Lima, Mindis, and Lima Yankee 9 Alpha, Gedas. Europe number 2, Team 1, Fox 1 Alpha Kilo Kilo Ollie and Fox 8 Delta Bravo Fox Sebastian. Europe number 2, Team 2, Lima Zulu 4 Alpha X-Ray Alex, Lima Zulu 3 Fox November Christo. Europe number 3, Team 1, Delta Japan 5 Mexico Whiskey Manfred and Delta Mike 5 Echo Echo Yuli. Europe number 3, Team 2, Delta Lima 3, Japan Alpha I'm getting in the spirit of this. Delta Lima 3, Japan Alpha Norway, Jan, and Delta Mike 7, X-Ray Roberts. Europe number 3, Team 3, Oscar Lima 5, Yankee Martin, Oscar Kilo 6, Radio America, Vaclav. Europe number 3, Team 4, Hotel Bravo 9, Alpha Radio Foxtrot, Phil, and Lima Yankee 4 Alpha, Rowley. Europe number 4, Charlie Tango 1, Italy Lima Tango, Felipe, and Echo Charlie 2 Delta X-Ray, Imanol. Europe number 5, Italy Kilo, I was going to speak Italian then. Italy Kappa 2, Papa Fox Lima, Luca, and Italy Kappa 2, Japan Uniform Bravo Stefano. Buona serata. Europe number 6, T1, Echo 77, Delta X-Ray, Bracco, and Delta Japan 4, Mike X-Ray, Sven. Europe number 6, Team 2, 9 Alpha 6 Kilo X-Ray, Mirko, and 9 Alpha 1 United November, Dave. Europe number 6, Team 3, Lima Zulu 2, Bravo Echo Boyan, and Lima Zulu 2, X-Ray Alpha, Val. Europe number 7, Team 1, Romeo Whiskey 7 Kilo, Andre, Kilo United 1, Charlie Whiskey, Alex. Europe number 7, Team 2, Uniform Alpha 4, Foxtrot Echo Radio, Igor, Lima Zulu 2, Hotel Mexico, Andy. And I'm going to say a special mention to this next team because they're our British team, the host nation. Europe number 8, Golf Whiskey 4, X-Ray Uniform Mike Martin, and my good friend as well, John G4IRN. We carry on. Europe number 9, Team 1, Oscar Mike 2, Victor Lima, Lachi, and Oscar Mike 3, Radio Mike, Tibby. Europe number 9, Team 2, Uniform Sierra 2, Yankee Whiskey, Slava, and Italy Kilo 4, Victor Echo Tango, Andrea. North America, number 1, Team 1, K5, Zulu Delta, Randy, and Whiskey 2, Sierra Charlie, Tom. I nearly said 8 Papa 5 Alpha then, but I... North America number 1, Team 2, Alpha Alpha 3 Bravo, Bud, and Whiskey 2, Golf Delta, John. North America number 1, Team 3, November 1, Uniform Radio, Ed, Kilo 1, X-Ray Mike, Paul. North America number 10, Kilowatt 6, Lima Alpha, Ken, Victor Echo 3, Alpha Tango, Ron. North America number 11, Victor Echo 5, Mike X-Ray, Todd, Victor Echo 3, Echo Juliet, John. North America number 12, November Papa 4 Zulu, Felipe, November 2, November Tango, Andy. North America number 2, November 3 Whiskey, Rich, Kilowatt Delta 4 Delta, Mark. North America number 3, November 7 Charlie Whiskey, Wolf, and Delta Lima 4 November Alpha Charlie, Madin. North America number 4, Kilowatt 5 Whiskey Alpha, Bob, November 2 Italy Charlie, Steve. North America number 5, Kilowatt 5, November 5 Zulu Oscar, log error already. Marco, and Kilowatt Italy 6, Radio November, Axel. North America, number 6, November 6, Mike Japan, Dan, Kilowatt Lima 9 Alpha, Chris. North America, number 7, November Alpha 8, Victor, Greg, November 9, Radio Victor, Pat. North America, number 8, Whiskey 9, Radio Echo, Mike, November 9, November Bravo, Ted. North America, number 9, Kilowatt 3, Papa Alpha, Drew, November 5, Oscar Radio, Morgan. And now for the guys probably furthest away from travelling here, Oceania, number 1, Whiskey Hotel 7, Whiskey Mark, November Hotel 7 Tango, John. Aloha. Oceania, number 2, Victor Kilo 2, Italy Alpha, Brent, and Zulu Lima 4, Charlie Whiskey, Jackie. We move continents again. South America, Team 1, Papa Yankee 2, November Yankee, Victor, and Papa Yankee 7, Zulu Charlie, Marco. South America, number 2, Radio Alpha 3, Charlie Oscar, Dimitri, Radio Golf 6 Golf, Alexi. I think this is going to be a team to watch. Sponsored team number 1, Kilo Oscar 8, Sierra Charlie Alpha, Adrian, and AD5A Mike. Another sponsored team, number 2, Sierra Papa 5 Yankee, Cesar, and Sierra Quebec 9, Oscar Radio Quebec. Pichbeck. And as Lee mentioned, wildcard number 1 team is Lima Whiskey 5 Hotel Radio, Diego, and Lima United 9, Echo Sierra Delta, Manu. Well done. And WRTC 2022 Champions of the World, Victor Echo 3 Delta Zulu, Yuri, and Uniform Whiskey 7, Lima Yari. And now a very big welcome. Please welcome Youth Team number 1, Radio Alpha 9 Papa Alex, Radio 2 Bravo Foxtrot Lima Maxim. These guys are all the future. Youth number 2, Whiskey Zero, Alpha Alpha Echo, Keys, and Whiskey 4, Italy, Papa Charlie, Connor. Youth team number 3, Whiskey 7, Whiskey Lima, Whiskey Willow, and November 4, Mike Lima, Max. And Willow, very kindly, we shared a taxi from the airport to the event. That was great meeting you there. And youth team number 4, last but not least, Delta Lima 3, Oscar November, Leon, and Echo India 5, Lima Alpha, Megan. Great to see all the youth teams coming on. And now, please, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to all referees to come forward to the front as well, if possible, and all judges. Can you get everybody there? Let's have a look. Okay, so now I'm going to hand over to the chairman of the organising committee, Mark M0DXR. Put your hands together as well for Mark, all the effort that's gone into these years. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. Okay, Mark's now got a few statements to make to you. Mark.
Thank you very much, Bob. Well, this is it. So many of you on your feet. Tremendous sight. I actually give credit to WRTC 2014 for the following, because I can remember hearing it myself in Boston. I would ask, please, all competitors to please say "I do" after the following. Do you promise that you will take part in this competition in full compliance with the rules as set out by the WRTC Organising Committee?
I do after the following.
Do you promise to comply with the instructions of the referee? I do. Do you agree that the decision of the judging committee will be final? I do. Do you agree that they're not marriage vows, I promise? Do you agree to conduct yourself with the spirit of international friendship and goodwill? I do. I would like to thank you all for your commitment and wish every one of you a fantastic WRTC competition.
Thank you, Mark. And I think there was one you missed out there. Do you all agree to buy the president of the RSGB a beer in the bar before the dinner? I do, thank you. Okay, so that's great. You want to just sit down for a minute? If you can, get yourselves organised. I just want to talk about the main gala dinner, which takes place at 7:30 in the big box. If you don't know it,
they can stay seated, standing. That's okay.
Well, they're all getting halfway out now. Okay. So, what I would say is there will be 2 bars open: the Cedar Bar outside, the bar in the corner here. I would order your drinks, your wines for the main dinner, but I'd like to see you in the big box. That's the arena through the sponsors area in the main rooms for 7:30. Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen.
Go up slightly. There we go. So, can we go up a bit more? So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now exit the Rosewood Suite. Grab a drink at the bar. feel free to get hydrated, and then we will be starting the dinner in the big box, and I appreciate many of you may not know where the big box is. It is the other side of the Rosewood Suite. So you walk around the corridor, through the sponsors walk, round, and then you will see on your right-hand side, after the ebony room where you're all checking your PCs, after the ebony room on the right, there is an entrance to what we call the big box. That's where we will be eating, and that will commence at 7:30. And there is another bar. There is another bar open next door here. So if you want a drink, you can get a drink from the bar attached to the end of the Rosewood. Thank you.